Okay, I'm getting this on Facebook. Here we go. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Good evening. Wow. What a week, y'all. I feel like it's Friday and it's only Thursday. Lord, I feel like this week has not, it has been a long week, but y'all know that from the story of my life. Okay. So we have been talking the last few weeks about sales. And we've been giving lots of tips and tricks on sales. I am going to wrap that up tonight. And I'm going to be talking about something that I often hear. And so this is not going to apply to everybody. It's just going to kind of, if it applies to you, take it. If not, you don't have to take it. But I hear all the time, if I only had a superstar. How many of you have ever thought that? I mean, I know I've thought it, right? If only I had somebody that was wanting to run with this and was a superstar, that wanted it as bad as I did, or wanted, this, they had the desire to do it. And I didn't have to go and teach them everything, right? We've all had those thoughts before of, I wish I could just have a superstar. So tonight we're going to talk about how you attract superstars. And then we are also going to talk about different ways to be an effective presenter, which is how you also sell more. So the attracting the superstars, I'm not going to give a lot of time there just because, like I said, this does not apply to everybody. Not everyone wants that type of business. But I at least want to tap into it for those of you that do desire that type of business. Hi, Tara. Hi, Donita. I see you guys on Facebook. Yeah, make sure you send this to your teams and jump on if you can. So if you obviously have good people on your team that are good salespeople, that means that your sales are going to increase, right? I mean, obviously, if you've got someone that's a great seller or a great recruiter, your sales are going to increase. We are always looking for those people. Okay. I want you to be thinking about these people in your life or in your people like down the road as you are thinking about these superstars. So we're just going to spend a few minutes on this part, but we all have people that are eager to please, right? They are so eager to please us. They're always looking to do more. They want more responsibility. They're wanting to know more than they even really need to know. Like I have had some people that join from the very beginning. They're like, okay, tell me what I need to know about platinum. And I'm like, girlfriend, like you just signed up today and like you're already thinking about platinum, and that's so far down the line, like you don't even need to think about that, right? We've all had those people that they're just eager, right? We've all had eager people, and that is a great trait to have in a superstar. But sometimes we just gotta be like, okay, hold on. Let's pump our brakes a little bit, right? Okay, that's great ambition, but let's set some small goals too. But those people that are eager, they are worth the times where you might want to pull your hair out a little bit because they've been a little bit extra needy or they're asking a lot of questions. But those are the people that you run with, guys. Those are the people that are worth every penny that you spend on them, every amount of time that you spend. Those are the people that you run with. Okay. But what you've got to do is you've got to help channel their energy, right? Because their energy is just, oh my gosh, I'm ready. And you've got to help tame that a little bit and you've got to help control it. But if you can, those people are the ones that are rare. Those are rare to find. Shelby said, hi, that's me. It's so is Shelby. I love her to death, but that is such a Shelby. Hi, I want to get to Diamond today. That is such a Shelby Campbell statement, but I love it. But those people are rare, but they are so worth it. And that's where you can invest your time into those superstars. Okay. I mean, think about it, guys. What could one person that really wants this business, what could that do for you? Just one, right? One person that is eager out of the gate. Okay. One person that is top producing in sales. What could that do for you? How much faster could you grow, right? This is a business. We're going to talk about this is a business. So we're not just, this part of the conversation is not just to make you, feel good that you joined this company, but this is a business too. But what could one person that has that desire do for your business? I mean, I think about Angela Darty. She's one of our uplines. She's got Melissa Brooks, the number two in the company under her. How do you think that that's drastically changed her business? All it takes is one, right? So we're going to talk a few strategies about attracting superstars and people that you are looking, which you guys all, listen to me, have the ability to be superstars. You do. It is in you. You just have to develop it sometimes, and you just have to find it. But every single one of you have it in you. Sometimes we just have to develop those sides to it. Okay. But if you are going to produce average information, you're going to attract average people. So I'm going to say this, and I can say this because she's on the call with me tonight. But when I had a new girl sign up tonight, and guess what she bought? She bought the $500 kit. Did I lead her with the kit of saying, hey, you can sign up for $1? Nope. Did I tell her that was an opportunity? Yes. But I showed her the value in the starter kits. And tonight she bought the $500 kit. How freaking incredible is that? But I didn't just start with, oh, it's only $19.99 to sign up. And I think Tanya was talking to this about us the other night, that she's been saying, instead of just it's $19.99 to sign up, she's been starting with the $75 kit, the $125 kit, whatever. But if you show people the value, I mean, you guys, that $500 kit, I mean, it is like, what is it? Like $1,700 worth of products that you're getting for $500. I mean, it's stupid not to do it. Like literally, I mean, when we get the chance to get those kits, you best believe I'm getting that kit. But if people see the value that is there, they're gonna grab it, right? So stop just going low when you're recruiting people. Stop just saying, oh, it's $19.99 to sign up, or oh, it's only $1. Listen, I have had multiple people reach out to me this month asking me to sign up for $1. And my question has been, what are your intentions in this business? Are you wanting to work this as a business? No, I'm just wanting it for myself. Then this is probably not the best deal for you. We're having a subscription program start where you're going to get good discount. We have a customer, great reward system. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful on the way that you're producing it. But if you are just being average of just trying to get the baseline by, that's the type of people that you're going to attract. Do you hear what I'm saying? Everyone finding value from this already? So yes, it's a saying. Yes, great point. Okay, good. But you have to ask yourself, how am I speaking? How am I recruiting? If you are recruiting saying you can sign up for $19.99 and get 50% discount, you're shooting yourself in the foot. That's why you're getting all discounters, right? That's why your team's not growing at the rate that you want it to, because of the way that you are talking. Oh, you can get this foundation and it's only, I don't know how much this is, $39. I don't know. Okay, you're selling yourself short instead of promoting a full face bundle where they can get X, Y, and Z and they get free shipping. And right now they get the free shampoo. You know what I mean? So you're selling yourself short. So ask yourself, how are you speaking to your people? If you want to sell the $500 kit, talk about the savings. Talk about why they need it. It's the best bang for your buck. We just launched a whole new makeup line. That's exactly what I told my girl that just signed up tonight, and she's on the call tonight, y'all, is the value that the kit had. Right? If I could get any, that's what I told her, I would get this one. All right. This is the type of conversation that is going to attract the superstars that you are talking about. And again, this part of the call is not going to be for everybody. Okay. Please hear me in that. I know, but I'm trying to help those of you that tell me all the time, if I only had a runner, if I only had this, these are the types of conversations that you're going to be having. Okay. It's me. I've been doing this wrong. I love it. Okay, so let's talk real quickly about what makes a superstar. If you've ever heard of the DISC assessment, anybody ever heard of that? DISC. There's a DISC assessment, and I'm going to talk about them really quickly. But a superstar has a combination of all of them. Okay, I consider myself a superstar, and I feel like you'll be able to see some of this in me. Okay, the D stands for dominance. They have strength in their ego. Their personal power is themselves. Okay. They have the drive. They have personal ambition to close whatever, whenever, however. They don't take rejections personally. They are decisive in their actions and decisions. They thrive on challenges. Okay, that's what the D stands for. If you have a superstar, they are going to have a high dominance. And I want you to be thinking of these characteristics when you are attracting superstars, when you are attracting these runners that are going for it. Okay, these are the types of thoughts that these runners are going to have. Okay. The I is influence. Okay. They love people. They're empathetic. They understand others. They work well on teams. They are communicative. Okay. That is the I, the influence. The S, this is steadiness. Someone that is a superstar has a high steadiness. They are deliberate in their actions and decisions. They are happy behind the scenes. They're patient. They're thoughtful. And then the C is compliance. A high compliance means they are planners. They're cautious in their actions and decisions. They work well alone. A superstar is a combination of all of those, all four of those, DISC, but they especially have that high influence, right? They can impact people. You know, you see lots of people with lots of followers, and not even just that, just people are drawn to them, right? The influence that they can have. But guess what? That influence is not enough. I don't care. You could have thousands and bajillions of followers. But if you don't have that high dominance where I'm going to close the deal, you could walk on eggshells. You know what I mean? And you can not close the sales and not close the recruits. So then you're not a superstar because you're not doing those things, right? So a superstar is going to have a combination of all. So these are the types of things that you're looking for when you're having it, because the high dominance and the high influence is key for superstars. Okay. Maybe you start saying, you know what, Ashley, I'm all in. I'm ready. I want the superstars. I want to run with those that run. Okay. Maybe you make a post and you say superstars only wanted. Okay. And you make posts that say, come build an empire within our team, or I'm hiring top leaders or top earners. You can make this amount of money if you do this with hard work and consistency. Obviously, you're not guaranteeing anything because that's against compliance, but making those types of posts are going to start attracting those types of people. And then when you have people say this, because some people are going to say I'm a superstar, but it's okay to ask the questions. It's okay to ask them things like, well, tell me what 3 or 4 things are that you're most proud of. Who is the best salesperson that you've ever met? What is your level of dedication to self-improvement? Because I'm here to tell you, a superstar is going to improve every single day. I don't care. You're going to keep getting better. And that is my desire, is I'm going to get better because I've never arrived, right? I'm going to keep getting better. You could ask them, what was the toughest sale that you ever made? What are some challenges that you had? Superstars will have those types of conversations. These are conversations that I had with Melissa Nicole when I got recruited, right? Because I had success somewhere else. But these are conversations that you can have with people because they are superstars. They'll be able to have that. And then you'll be able to know when you are able to work a little bit closer with them. Okay. So that's all I wanted to say about the superstar part. Again, this is just is for a brief selection of you. Okay. Not all of you are going to want to try to recruit people like that or sell people like that, but that just gives you a little bit of insight on when you are looking for superstars. Okay. Tonight, the main part of this message is like I'm preaching or something, y'all. Lord, help me, Jesus. Okay, is we are going to teach you, or I'm going to teach you on how to be an effective presenter, because if you are an effective presenter, you can sell more. Okay, effective presenters sell more. So the first thing is, and I've trained on this before. If you've ever been in Tuscaloosa with me on a train, but my very first sales training was keep it simple, silly, KISS, or keep it simple, sister, or keep it simple, whatever you want to call it, okay? Keep it simple, silly. This is when you are making your post, when you are presenting, when you're on a live, when you're doing a reel, you are keeping it simple. Again, we're not trying to overwhelm our network with all these things. That's why you see me posting so much about my bundles, right? And what my bundle does for me. I'm keeping it simple. Instead of talking about 8 million different foundations, I may only focus on one. Keeping it simple and not all over the place is going to help you be an effective presenter. So Number one, keep it simple, silly. Keep it simple, sister, whatever. Number two, KIFP. Keep it fast pace. KIFP. That means keep it moving. When I'm training, when I'm talking to my network, I'm not allowing this long, dull piece in there, because you guys have all been on lives or reels or stories or trainings where you're like, well, you just get to the point, right? Sometimes even corporate trainings, right? We've all been there where they're translating in between and we're just like, okay, come on, we're ready. Like, get to it. That's what we need to make sure when we are presenting, that we keep it fast paced. Okay. We don't want people thinking, gosh, when is this going to be over? Because they're not going to keep watching. We want people to know what the point is. Okay. We don't want to lose people, because if we don't, we're going to lose them. We don't have to elaborate on everything, y'all. You don't, I promise you don't. When you're recruiting someone, you don't have to go over every inch of the comp plan. When you're trying to sell something, you don't need to go over every inch of the ingredients. Keep it fast paced, keep it moving. If they want more information, they're gonna ask for it. That's why whenever I recruit somebody or I sell a product, I'm asking lots of questions. Okay. And then they're asking me questions in return. Or what else can I answer for you? Or do you have any questions for me? All right. If you got to keep it moving. All right. Next, number 3, use wow statistics. Okay. We want people to be like, whoa, holy moly, guacamole. Did you hear what she just said? That's the type of reactions we want people to have. For example, here's a wow statement. If you have recruited 10 people in your career, you are a superstar, because the top 1%ers of recruiters of all time have recruited 10 people. I bet some of you are thinking, what? That's me. I've recruited 10. I'm a superstar. What? Top 1% of recruiters? Heck yeah. Right? You're saying, wow, holy cow. Or if I said something like this, did you know that the US FDA hasn't changed laws and regulations around beauty products in America and the chemicals that are banned in over 120 years? That's a true fact, y'all. I'm telling you. That's why European standards are so incredible, and that we are all European standards, because of the 1,300 chemicals and ingredients that we ban, because in 120 years, the US FDA has not changed any in their beauty ingredients. Y'all are probably thinking, dang, that's longer than my grandma. That's longer than my great grandma, right? These are the reactions that you are having, but I'm throwing out wow statistics. So anytime that you can throw out wow statistics to your network, you are a better presenter. Okay. Number 4, I want you to build in opportunities. Okay. Lauren's emoji. That's great. I want you to build in opportunities for stories. Stories sell, you guys. How many times have I told you that in the last 2 months? I swear I tell you that till you're blue in the face. Stories sell. You need to be sharing. Yes, Crystal, we do have a picture. You can actually probably Google it too, showing US standards versus European, and it'll show you it's like 11 versus 1,300. There's a picture on Google. It's great. But you need to be sharing people's results. Okay. Again, I'm just speaking because Hannah's on this call with me tonight. When she showed me the makeup on her for the very first time, she was shook. She couldn't believe the difference that it made. I took a screenshot of that and I put it in my story, showing my customer happy. And now look, here she is tonight buying a $500 kit, right? Your stories sell. Your customers' stories sell. Your beauty influencers, those sell, okay? You can show stories of your competitors and who started when others should have started, right? For example, right now, I could say something like, people that joined me 4 years ago, they saw great success because it was from the very beginning, and everyone that joined, that worked really hard, we had great success because nobody had heard about it. But now is the time, because it's happening all over again, because we're a pharmacy 2.0. But you don't want to miss the train again, because it's not going to happen again. It happened 4 years ago, but it's not going to happen now. You want people to realize, like, ooh, if I would have joined her 4 years ago when she started this, or ooh, if I would have tried the products then, what it could do for me now. People that you've had conversations with about the skincare products or health and wellness or whatever, if you show the results, you could say something like, look, Sally was gonna bought this in January, and look at the impact that it's making in her skin now or in her body now. And it's gonna show your people that you've had conversations with or people that you haven't had conversations with that have thought about buying the products or thought about joining. They're gonna be like, dang it, if I would have joined or if I would have bought that product then, what would my life look like now? Right? It's so good to show people that. Showing people those stories, okay? They need to show why these products, why this opportunity, okay? Another one, number 5, is curiosity driven. That makes great presenters. That's why when you first launch, we tell you all, right, to start with a curiosity post, right? Something. We always tell you. Love it, Laura. That's awesome. But curiosity sells. When you lead your post with curiosity, again, just like when you first sign up, but you keep that curiosity. Today, I made a post about my bundle. I didn't tell you the price of my bundle. I told you the savings and that you got free shipping. I have tons of people ask me, well, how much is it? What is that bundle? Because I've left them, I'm dangling the carrot in front of them, right? That curiosity, we want them to say, I need more. What more do I need? Okay, you're going to allude to more information to come in your posts, in your stories. We want to give the fact first and then follow with the explanations. All right, that is what curiosity driven is. Number 6, and we're almost done. A good presenter, effective presenters, they are confident but not obnoxious. Okay, yeah, I am one of the most confident people out there. Right? But I'm not obnoxious and in your face all the time, right? Do you think people would join that? No, there's a difference. You can be confident, okay? You can build that rapport and push people and then close it without being like, oh my gosh, she's the crazy person, right? You can build that with them. You can be confident that you've got the best opportunity, that you've got the best product, that you've got the best price point without being obnoxious, right? You need to focus on them. That's what builds that confidence in them, in you. When you focus on them and not yourself, that's why I always say he gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more, talk less. Listen more to what people want. Find out those solutions. Stop cutting people off. Answer after they talk. People want to talk. Hear them out. Make it exciting. Okay, make it dynamic, make it compelling when you are presenting the opportunity, when you're presenting products. Move fast. Remember, we don't want to be slow. We're not going to make them think, is she ever going to get to the point? Is she ever going to tell me why her products are the best? We don't want that. We want to keep moving them fast. You also need to know your information cold. What do I mean? What I mean is you need to know the answer. You should not have to say, oh, you know what? Let me go do some research, because then that you're not confident, right? So that's why we've got Glow Academy on all the new products. I don't know everything about this Air Glow, but I know enough that I don't have to say, oh, hold on, let me go get you some more information. Why? Because I know it cold. I studied, I practiced, I learned, I trained myself. I looked at the ingredients, right? Pick a product and become mastery of it so that you know the facts quickly when you are asked. Okay, that you know it fast and you don't have to go and ask other people. What's the best, when someone says, well, what's the best color for my hair? You don't have to go and ask. Or what's the best product for my rosacea? You don't have to go and look because you've studied. You need to know your information cold. You need to be the expert in it. That is confident, right? That is a good presenter. You need to know more. If you know more, you will sell more. Because you're the expert. When someone says I struggle with rosacea, you're not just going to offer them the CC cream. That's going to temporarily cover it. What else are you going to offer along with it? I'm going to offer them the Lumi Radiance line, because that is a brightening line to help fade the rosacea. Do you see? You've got to be the most confident person on your product. So no more. Every day, take 10 or 15 minutes and go learn. Whether it's learning about the products, learning about the opportunity, especially those of you that are new, or maybe you've been here forever and you still don't know these answers, Go learn, be an educator. No one has ever had to sit there and tell me, Ashley, okay, this is the VFX Foundation. Now, Ashley, this VFX Foundation is oil-free, it's vegan, it has photo filter technology ingredients. No, I went and learned that. Be self-learning. No one's going to sit there and tell you what you need to know every single thing. Go be a self-learner. Go learn. Know more, sell more. You need to know. That's what's going to separate you. All right. Number 7, you will do more with great consistency. I have said this forever, but if you are not consistent, and I don't just mean consistent for 2 months, I don't even mean consistent for 6 months. I mean consistent on, I will do this as long as it takes. When you do this as long as it takes, that makes it worth it. Okay? When you are consistent, you are going to be able to make offers that people can't deny, that people can't refuse, that they are going to be like, oh, she's who I need to get it from. Okay? All right. Now, let me see if there's anything else. So, let me make sure. One more thing. When you are a presenter, you need to make sure that you have in your mind on how you're going to treat your buyers. How are you going to treat them? What are you going to do? What's going to separate you? We're going to talk a little bit about that next month or next week about customers. But what is going to separate you? Okay. What is special that you do for your customers so that they can get to know you better and feel that you are that they're going to be a lifetime customer and not a transactional customer. We don't want people to just feel like a transaction. We want people to be a lifetime customer instead of just a transactional customer. Okay. So this week, I want you to really evaluate how you're presenting. Ask yourself, am I doing all of those things? Am I keeping it simple? Am I keeping it fast paced? Am I using wow statistics? Am I building in opportunities for stories? Am I doing curiosity driven? Am I confident but not obnoxious? Am I studying what I know? And am I consistent? So ask yourself those questions, evaluate, do some self-observation. Those of you that are wanting to implement what I talked about with the rock stars, superstars, go start implementing some of those things that I said that you are looking for superstars. All right. And then you can also create a list of an ideal buyer. What's their income? How much are they spending? What is the size of their sale? How often are they going to order? You can do this with ideal team members. Make a list of what that person looks like, not really physically, okay? But what are they? And then your content is going to speak to those types of people. Same thing with recruiting. What do they do for a living? What are they wanting out of this? List all of those things, and then your content is built around those people, and that will make you a better presenter, which will get you more sales. Okay. All right, y'all. Next week, we will start talking about customer retention and different customer experiences, which will also kind of tie into the sales. So anyways, I love you guys. I hope you guys found value from this. I will see you guys next week. And y'all have a wonderful night. Don't forget, $1 signups end on the 15th. So 3 more days. All right. I love you guys. See y'all later. Bye.